back, everybody, to WTL. Where's the line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm your host, Andy Klassen, joined by
Jabron,
the Parlay Pounder. How are
you're
you?
right. We're back.
Yes,
You're back.
yes, we are, and we gotta talk. We gotta get back in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have one. We got two Monday night games that we need to cover. But first things first, and that's Sunday night. Let's get into the Sunday night matchup. Should be a fun one here. The Dolphins are heading to New England, Foxborough, to take on the Patriots. And this is kind of odd territory for the Patriots. I know they haven't been what they've been since Tom Brady, but seeing the Patriots as a home dog is still a little shocking. You're just not quite used to it or ready for it. Anyway, I'm not yet. They're a 2-point underdog to the Dolphins. It makes sense because the Dolphins were flying high last week.
Yeah, Andy. It's crazy to think, too, Tua as a starter is 4-0 against Bill Belichick. That is just crazy to me, especially because the Dolphins didn't beat or weren't even in the realm of beating the Patriots for like 25 years. It's just been absolutely crazy with this Dolphins team, especially when Tua's healthy, how good they are. And yeah, we're just talking about, just Tua himself. He zapped the Chargers for freaking 466 yards, three TDs. Tyreek Hill had over 200 yards receiving. Seems like he's going to be a fantasy winner for everybody. And then don't forget, when you double him, you still got to deal with the Penguin, Jalen Waddle, on the other side. So this team looks like it's ready for, that run if Tua can stay healthy, Andy.
They are 5-0 against the spread the last 5 times they've played New England. That's in New England. That's in Miami. It's just shocking the success that Tua and the Dolphins have had the last couple of seasons versus the Patriots, without Tom Brady.
Yeah, exactly, Andy. And I don't want to get into this narrative that I don't think the Patriots have a chance in this game. I really do. They kind of played a little slapstick football last week, getting down 16-0 against Philly, but brought that all the way back and almost won the game, only losing 25-20 in Philadelphia. So I really do like New England's defense. It more or less clamped down on probably the best player in the league, most people would say right now, in Jalen Hurts. Can they do that to his former Alabama teammate? I don't know. If the Patriots can eliminate most of their mistakes, I do believe they have a chance to cover and maybe win at home. I really do believe that Miami's going to ride in here, maybe riding a little high on themselves, and gives the Patriots a really good chance to win this game. I do like Bill Belichick at home in Foxborough against a division rival. I don't care that Tua's 4-0 against them. It's going to give some time, and this might be a pretty good trap game for those Dolphins.
Yeah, when everyone's zigging, that's when I like to zag. 70% of the money's coming in on Miami. That means I'm leaning towards New England in a big way. I think that the Patriots are going to win. They're going to cover, put them in a money line, whatever. What do you think about that 46.5 total right now?
I mean, that's probably exactly where it needs to be, Andy. Like we said, for New England to win this game, I do believe that they're going to have to get to 28 points. So I believe that the over probably does get there. It's just, yeah, I do believe they're going to need 28 points to win this game. If they do win this game, I do believe it sails on the over. If they lose the game, the over will hit for sure. So I do like the over no matter what, because the Dolphins can explode at any moment, like we just said. Yeah. And if New England has any chance to win this game, they have to score some points. So I really do like the over in this game, Andy.
Yeah, the betting public, the books have it just right, because you got half the money going on the over, half the money going on the under. Just exactly what the sports books want to see on that.
Yeah.
And the total has gone over 4 of the last 5 New England Patriot games. So there's a little bit of ammunition for you there.
Well, and I do think, like we just said in another segment, that people get into this kind of way of thinking about the New England Patriots. This isn't, smash mouth football as much as they'd like it to be. They like to air it out as well. So it's gonna be a fun game. I do believe this is probably the best game on the NFL slate, especially for viewing this weekend. So I can't wait to watch the game. And they picked a good one for Sunday night.
Yeah, kickoff's at 7:20. It's on NBC. I think that's probably the best crew from top to bottom
Yeah,
and production. I just really like those guys over there at NBC.
yeah.
Should we move on to the Monday night game?
Let's do it.
The first of
The
two Monday
first
night
one.
games. A 6:15 kickoff on ESPN. We're looking at the New Orleans Saints taking on your Panthers. And I believe the Panthers, I think they're home dogs here, aren't they? Yeah, they're 3-point underdogs.
They are. And it's really hard to gauge, Andy, where this team is right now, especially with the new incoming quarterback. JC Horn expected to miss a couple, multiple weeks at that cornerback position for the Panthers. Supposed to be a real key to the defense. So it's really tough to gauge where they are right now. Had some bad turnovers this past weekend against the Falcons. That stuff's going to happen. Cam Newton came in to the, Carolina Panthers situation just like this, threw 9 interceptions in his first 3 games and turned out to be probably the best player in franchise history. So it's hard to gauge right now where they are. The defense is stout. Like I said, they're banged up a little bit at the cornerback position right now. The thing I like about New Orleans, they squeaked out with a win, this past weekend.
Yeah.
And it really feels like that defense is really stout, Andy. Probably one of the better defenses in the National Football League. And we've always said it on this program that we really like Derek Carr. He's kind of a gamer, and I really like where he landed in New Orleans. I don't like it as a Panthers fan, but I like it in just general that it's a team that has a good defense and was willing to take a shot on him.
Well, a couple of things can happen for you here, Jabron. Yes, you're a big fan of Derek Carr, and I am as well, but Carolina is your team. Carolina covers at home. For
Yes.
the last 5 games, they have covered. So, maybe they won't pull out the victory, but they can still help you as far as your wallet goes and cover that 3 points.
Yeah, no doubt that I do believe it's going to be a close game, Andy. I just think with those playmakers that the Saints have on defense, it's really going to clamp down on Bryce Young. I think they figured out that his safety valve is going to be Adam Thielen. It's going to be Hayden Hurst. So I believe they're going to clamp down on that a little bit. So I'm looking for a little bit more out of Miles Sanders this week from the Panthers to get that run game going and put Bryce in a little bit easier position to get downfield. So I am looking for that. That being said, I really think New Orleans comes into Carolina and covers the spread and definitely wins.
Okay. All right. Well, what about that over-under sitting at a square, 40 points, and yeah, about half and half the money. So the books got that one right once again.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. Like we said, these two teams aren't going to, light up the scoreboard by any means. So if I had to pick, I would pick the under just because of how good these two defenses are. Like I said, I don't think the Panthers are going to score a boatload. I think if the Panthers can get 21 points, that's going to be their best chance to win the game. So it's going to be right around there, but I would lean for the under, Andy, especially with the way that these two teams struggled in week 1.
Yeah, that all makes sense. All right. All right. Should we move on to the nightcap Monday night?
Let's do it. Another division rival.
Oh, here we go. The high-flying Cleveland Browns taking on the lowly Steelers. Another thing that's just kind of shocking. Pittsburgh is a home dog to the Cleveland Browns. It's only 2 points, but you don't see Pittsburgh being a home dog to somebody like the Cleveland Browns. I don't care what year it is. And over-under is also pretty low at 39.5, not even hitting that 40-point mark.
Yeah, I mean, this line flipped from the Steelers being a 1-point favorite, like you said, to, being a 2-point dog right now, or 2.5 points is what I see it at some places. I think it's a kind of a knee-jerk reaction of them playing probably the best team in the NFL, the San Francisco 49ers right now, I believe. I think it's a knee-jerk reaction of getting stomped by them, but I believe almost every team that comes up against the 49ers this year is going to handle it like that, especially with that defense, man. I watched that whole entire game, and Kenny Pickett just couldn't get anything going against the likes of Fred Warner, Nick
Yeah.
Bosa. It's just
Bosa just got paid.
exactly, Andy, and I do think it's a little bit of a knee jerk reaction. Obviously, this is going to be a close game. The spread still says that it's going to be, but the really thing that I think is the X factor of this, Deshaun Watson is back for a full season.
Yeah.
It seems like he's got his legs under him, Andy, and he's always been a playmaker. I know, all joking aside, everybody, throwing shade at him and everything. Kid's a hell of a football player. You saw that down in Houston, putting some really big stats together. So I really like this team in Cleveland, the way that they kind of built it around him with Nick Chubb, David Njoku, and Amari Cooper. So I really like this offense, and I do see them coming in to Pittsburgh and winning this game. So I really like the Browns 2.5, 2. Give it to me.
Yeah, Watson is the real deal. You can't deny the guy. He wins wherever he's at, college, pros. For the Texans, he was winning games for Houston, and now
No
he's
doubt.
at Cleveland. It looks like he's getting his feet under him, and he's going to be the good old Deshaun Watson that we know. I think this might actually turn into a little bit of a shootout.
Yeah.
I really like. There's the horn chopper against it, but real quick, I really like, as you mentioned, Chubb and Deshaun Watson getting into a rhythm here. But I think Kenny Pickett, we saw enough from him last year. He's going to pick it up against Cleveland here in week 2, maybe find some rhythm. And the over has smacked 4 of the last times these two teams have played each other. So
Yeah.
it's not uncommon for these two teams to kind of trade touchdowns back and forth, especially in the second half. That's what I'm looking at. The over-under's not even at 40 yet. Give it to me. I'm smacking that over.
Yeah, I do. I do think it's a knee-jerk reaction of them not scoring on the San Francisco 49ers. I do believe they have pieces to be able to score. Najee Harris, George Pickens. I like the over as well, Andy. Put me on the Browns. Put me on the over.
There we go. I'm in agreement with you on this one. Let's take a minute to recognize one of our fabulous partners, and that is the Stock and Rod Company, an outdoor lifestyle brand for those seeking adventure. Whether it's hunting, fishing, hiking, they got you covered. Visit stockandrod.com to get your wild game on. Don't go anywhere. This is WTL.